think it's gone a bit. I don't think it's as bright as it was here now, but we'll see.
I see the masses falling.
It is it?
That's all part of the hobby, and I really enjoy doing that. So there we go. Yeah.
I knew a lot yesterday. I was working on the computer yesterday. I wanted to see how whether any of its performance had been affected. So I spent most of yesterday afternoon playing about with the computer. Yesterday morning we did the housework, so that's all done and dusted. And
but then, of course, you've got the option of an on-off switch. Anyway, cheers, Gary. See you tomorrow. And cheers to you, Richard, if you're still listening.
Yeah, well, that's the only way we cured that, that BSB, when they were burning the piles of cows and everything all around when that farming crisis kicked in. That went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the only way we cured that, it wasn't through medicine or anything like that. It was having the Twin Towers.
Well, that's right. It would be because it's the latest news, isn't it? It's what they don't want to put old news on when they've got something better to put on. And that's how the world works, isn't it? You can never change that. Anyway, cheers.
Yeah, 732 Richard, if you copy, and Fox 5 VLO off and clear. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Derby Drive.
To them two big batsmen there, are they still there, Danny? Are they still around the ground there?
We're swapping that APU over is not conclusive, Alan. Don't think that the man is.
Very pleased and delighted to say that we are now back home. John is home after having his kidney removal operation, so come through it really well. So it's now slow program again, but really delighted to be back on a glorious spring morning here, Frank. Off on the ground, still and calm. I don't think it'll last for long. I think we've got it wet and windy to come, but good morning to everybody who might be listening on frequency. Very best wishes from Palmer. Back to you, Frank.
Yeah, okay, jolly good. Well, I'm delighted with that. And a very good morning to you, John. You've been through hell. Let's hope you're now going on the right way now, and everything will be nice and sunny.
Oh yes, I remember having to get the range cleared and so on.
Extraordinary. And the temperature 5 degrees, and the humidity 91%. Awful. So there we are, back to you, and I'm waiting for the pictures.
22h et j'ai suivi 1 heure de temps jusqu'à 23h. Il m'a pas endormi.
Used to mark it up as a required expense of running the site, where most of the local fishing boats would get a new set of nets every now and again, because of the debris on the seafloor after they had been doing what they do. But yeah, always used to think that was good. I did for a wee while. If I wasn't flying and doing some testing on the range itself, I used to man up the radar site at just near Aberdeen. Actually, there was a radar site up there which would keep monitoring on the traffic in the bay, and I used to feed that information back to the Aberporth base and tell them if there was what traffic I could see on the radar in the danger area. I did that for a little while. As I say, it was just a little job that I had if I wasn't doing any of the flying and testing myself. We were in a bit of a lull. I used to volunteer to go up to that radar station and just play around there, take my packed lunch with me and sit at the control tower the control console and relay information back to the to Aberporth. And we'd have a radio and so on, marine radio, so we could call up the various boats, but we got used to them. We knew who was who, and we knew the skippers' names by first names, etc. So we used to give them a shout and saying, yeah, 15 minutes, please clear 10 nautical miles southwest, you know, and you'll be okay. Great old days, Mike. GW4XSX, GM8UPI.
Yes, okay, I think a mate of mine just called in, Jeff, just before I bring him in. It's funny you should say about that, Dave. Well, if you were sat at that desk where that radar dish was, and you looked to your right, you'd have looked straight down on top of my house, believe it or not, Dave. That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you passed it to me, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, okay. Now, well, very good morning to, is it Dave, GM8UPI? You're about 35 over 9 here, 30 over 9 anyway. But Mike is more or less disappearing at the end there. I couldn't copy. Name is Jeff, Juliet Echo Fox. Fox and the QDH is Cardiff these days. QDH Cardiff, name is Jeff. Over to you, Dave. GM8UPI, but Mike, you're disappearing with me. GW3UZS. Yeah, okay, Jeff. Give me the call sign again slowly. Yeah, George Washington 3, Uniform, Zulu, Sierra, GW3UZS. Yeah, okay, Jeff. GW3UZF, UZS. Is it S? I think I've got it. Yeah, it's your Welsh tone, Jeff. I've lost the knack of after all these years. I've lost the knack of catching the syllabuses in the Welsh there, but not to worry. I don't.
Counter on, have you? When you're on a different rig altogether, the 707, is it?
It's the 757, Alan. My daughters were at school locally at Aberporth. Well, my oldest girl anyway. And I know when we left there, she had a fair good understanding of Welsh. She picked it up very quickly, but I don't think she has it now. She's she's grown up with a family of her own and living in Canada now. So, but she always likes me to remind her of her time when we were living in Aberporth and she was a little girl going to school. But yeah, you're a nice signal, Jeff. You're 5 and 9 plus. You got the name Dave, QTH near Dumfries. And I'm running, almost 400 watts to a doublet antenna, Jeff. Anyway, I think by the sound of it, it sounds like you're struggling with Mike. Anyway, let me pass it around there to Mike there. GW4XSX, GM8UPI.
Over as well, so
I'll be back in a moment. 3756, am I right?
Yes, please, if that's okay.
Okay, Terry.
Yeah, this is G3XLS on 3756. There's a bit of squawking going on.
Yeah, GCRK2 here as well.
Yes, hello, yes, I'm with you, but terrible conditions this morning. You're both very, very, very well down with me. I almost called in yesterday, but believe it or not, Alan, I lost you, and I also lost Terry down in the noise there. Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah,
3757. Okay, going up. Ladies underwear. Is it okay to hear you, is that Harry? Just about, yeah. You there, Trevor?
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead.
I think that's a little bit better.
But copied all okay that time. It made a difference. There we are. All okay. I'm fine from you there, Dave. Lovely signal from you. Not quite so strong on that last over, about 20 over 9, but you were a bit earlier, about 30 over 9. Very strong. And doing very well there. Running a homebrew station this end, homebrew direct sampling SDR, built from component level, homebrew solid state amplifier, and a full wavelength delta loop, horizontal delta loop this end. That's the setup. And we have a sked on 47 actually, a couple of KCs up from here at 9 o'clock, and Mike is usually there. Okay, but Aberporth, well, I'm from that end. I got a caravan near Newcastle Emlyn. But I've been in Cardiff since 1975. I used to live in Peniel, which is just above Carmarthen there, from the hospital in Carmarthen, until I moved to Cardiff in 1975. And yes, I speak Welsh as a first language. So there we are. But I been on 40 this morning. I worked VK4KUS, Mike, and ZL2AU, ZL4AU rather, and ZL2JX. I worked about 3 stations on 40 this morning. 20, not a lot happening there as far as I could see, but I couldn't spend a lot of time anyway because of circumstances this end. Anyway, it's dry in Cardiff at the moment, little bit of a breeze and quite overcast. So it's up to you there, Dave. And I wonder what period you were down in Aberporth. Is it after I came to Cardiff, maybe? I don't know. GM8UPI, GW3UZS Cardiff. Yes, fine from both, from GM8UPI. Yeah, very good. Yeah, well, I was living in Aberporth, from, I think, 1972. I moved down there. I moved the family down there, 72, I think it was. And we were there till about 78. It may have been 73 till 78. We were down there, and I was living down there, and we had a test set up down on the balloon site. You may recall, if you know the base anywhere, like it sounds like you do, Jeff. Down on the balloon site, we had a couple of porta cabins down there, and one of them was equipped with a radar system out of what eventually was the Lynx helicopter radar system. And next door we had another porta cabin which was part of the missile test system, the Sea Skewer test system. So that was the setup there. We operated there. And then a bit later on in my period down there, I was involved in flying, testing the system, flying from Llanbedr for the last year or so, and doing that. And in between times, when I wasn't busy, a friend of mine who was fairly senior at the Aberporth range, we got became very good friends, socially as well as work-wise. And I used to say to him, it's a bit quiet at the moment, we haven't got anything on for the next week or two. And he happened to say to me, he says, you fancy going up to the radar site and doing some monitoring for us? And I thought, that might be some fun. So I used to go up there and spend a day up there every so often monitoring it. So I don't know, Mike, if that site is still there. I suspect it may not be, but yes, it was the one that overlooked Aberern, and right up on a little headland. Used to drive up a track, fairly well-made track up to the top of the hill, and it was quite good. It wasn't manned all the time. It was only manned as and when required. And it was quite fun when, instead of sitting at home or sitting in my cabin reading a book, it occupied my time. Right, round to you there, Mike. GAW4XSX, GM8UPI.
Comes on there at night. I don't know why that is, but
there is another idea, Alan. Purchase one of those remotely switched 13 amps.
I'm no longer any kit there, I don't think. Unless they put some more kits in recently, I'm not sure, because it's quite important. I'd like to see
Allez, c'était la blague finale. Merci Greg. Oh, there you go, mate. You listen on this net, mate. You're gonna somewhere along the line there'll be one observation that's any good. Sorted out which one it is.
Well, you know, I'll think to yourself, sometimes I do.
Looking from you, Dave, on our reports and so on, you probably knew Roy, GW3ITD, he worked at our report. GW3ITD. And Winford, GW8, oh dear. He didn't work at our report, he was worked for BT actually, or British Telecom. Trying to remember Wynn's call sign, GW8 something. Anyway, Roy ITD you probably knew. And I used to have a lot to do with Roy many years ago. I used to live up on the road going up towards Lampeter from Carmarthen before I moved to Cardiff in 1975. There we are. Anyway, I'm sure you had a good time down in West Wales. There was another radar site up on top of Llandyssil to do with Aberporth, and it's gone now. But actually, there's an amateur repeater on that site now. Up on top of Llandyssil, there, small dome used to be up on top of Llandyssil. That had something to do with Aberporth, I know. But I didn't have anything to do with that sort of thing. I worked for South Wales Electricity down that end at that time. I worked for the electricity supply company down there, South Wales Electricity. And I used to cover the area of Cardigan, Aberaeron, Carmarthen, Llanfihangel yr Arth, which is where the main depot was, and Llandailo. And I used to cover that area back in those days. There we are. Okay. Well, I won't hold you because I got a QRT for a short time because of circumstances this end. And then I'll be back on a bit later, Mike, to look for you on the net about 9 o'clock. So, nice to say hello to you, Dave. And many thanks for the QSO. Over to you, GM8UPI with GW4XSX, GW3UZS. I'll sign but listen on headphones, remote headphones I've got here. 73.
Could I truncate you on the signal? This is Golf 4, Sugar X-ray London. Absolutely excellent. All of the stations plenty over.
Yeah, I'll give a quick report about 10 over 9 here in Cardiff. Name is Jeff. Over to you, Dave.
Yes, okay, fine, Jeff, from GM8UPI. And the station, the Golf 4 it called in, you're 5 and 9 with me. My name's Dave and I'm near Dumfries. Yeah, okay, Jeff. Yeah, you mentioned Wynn, the BT man. I seem to recall that he was maybe one of the guys responsible for the intercom system we had in the base. You know, if we were doing an exercise or a firing or something like that, we had a
a multi-channel intercom coupled up to the various sites and so on, and range control used to call us in one at a time and check it we were all ready to go for the countdown, etc. So I think it may have been Win, the BT man, who was in charge of the installation of the intercom system on the base. So as I recall, yeah, it's a long time ago now. I do remember a fair amount of people there. I do remember some names, but I'm struggling a bit. Trevor Wills was the guy that I became very friendly with, and I'm not quite sure what his position was on the site in those days, but we became good friends, and it was Trevor who used to say, could you go up to the site today and watch out for our fishermen friends and make sure we keep them clear of an area, a danger area. So it was Trevor Wills, and there was a few other guys, the British Aerospace guys, the guys that I worked with quite a lot, the British Aerospace guys who were based there as well, and I knew quite a lot of them. Win Jones was one name, but I suppose that's quite a common name, so I wouldn't expect any of you guys to recollect Win Jones. And who was the other guy, the boss of British Aerospace? Oh, Peckham, was it? Was it Peckham? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, back round to you there, Mike. GW4XSX, GM8UPI.
Taking conditions down over the last couple of days, so hope you have a good day, and likewise Colin, hope you have a good day, and well, I'm in your camp, Colin, when it comes to climbing trees. For doing any work on them, then I take a bow saw. I wouldn't use a chainsaw up a tree. You need your feet firmly on the ground using one of those, and you need to take care, but there you go. When it comes to having a tree lying on the ground that needs cutting up and you need to produce logs for your fire, then really a chainsaw is the only sensible option if there's a lot of it, because you'd be there forever with a bow saw. But there you go. Anyway, enough about that. Have a good day, Colin. Yeah, okay on the handbrake. Used to have that problem with Anne. Modern cars, such as the Volvo, because usually have electronic handbrakes. Although Anne's car has got a normal handbrake, but you don't have to put it on too hard, so we don't have a problem. Anyway, catch you tomorrow, 7.3 to you all, 7.3 to any shortwave listeners. This station M1 PVC, now closing down.
Voilà. So it'll be interesting to see what the reports are like. So you weren't as strong as you have been, Paul. And at one stage, I say Bob was actually stronger than you were. But that may well change if we carry on. Back to you, Bob. And it sounds like everything went okay yesterday. What time you got back? You may have said, but I may have missed it. I need to do a little bit of tuning up. I've got a little bit of the back to show you. So I'll do that whilst we're talking. G4MWJ, I will shift off for it and think to do it though. G4MWJ, G3XOP, G4HUK, bye.
Okay, Roger Dave on the reflected there, that's copied, no problem at all, mate. G4HUK with G3XOP from G4MWJ. First of all, signal report that you're both just under the line. Absolutely fractionally under the line. So very, very good copy. So I think propagation in the triangle today is favouring me, really. Very, very good signals yet again. When I initially switched on, this frequency was quite noisy here, but following enough, that seems to have diminished a bit now, and the signals are very, very good, so absolutely smashing copy. No QSB, no variation in signal strength. They're both round about the same. Yeah, yesterday went very, very well indeed. The one to keep it in vogue with the older boat, which you know, which you've seen, which was the Tristan Jones boat, Paul, the same model. So to keep it in vogue, the outboard has got to be in the same sort of vogue. So I managed to find via the engineer who works for all these clubs around here, right up the other side of the Humber, and goes all over the world and what have you, looking at various craft. In actual fact, he spent his lifetime working on the super yachts, a lot of it in the Caribbean, as an engineer, going out to put these big engines like this one. You could say is an absolute, a matchstick. Regarding the size of it, or a pebble beside the pyramid, if you like, if you want that silly description. But he managed to find a Silver Century, the powerful one with a longer reach. So that's really good. It is slightly longer. You know what I'm talking about when I say that. And got there yesterday, and we had a long chat. I've been there several times now to chat about one thing and another, and he's always up and down the clubs here doing work and sorting the diesels out. Anyway, he managed to sort this one out for me. Very, very pleased with it. In pretty good condition, and very, very reasonable money. Very reasonable money. So that's good. He's done the carburetor and checked everything, and checked the output of the spark and all the rest of it, so we should be A-OK there. So that's the first bit of it, but blow me down, I've got to depart as well again this morning around about 10:30 and go back there, because believe it or not, Paul, the coincidence of it is unbelievable. He got one of your mowers, self-same mower there, auto start, and he said to me, you can have that, Bob, if you want it, because I bought a new one. So that's there. So this morning, myself at 10:30, I've got to drive back up there again. I've made a sort of special little wooden ramp to get in the back of either the Freelander or the Citroen. So I'll go in the back of the Citroen, okay, with the seats folded forward and the actual handle of it folded over. He'd also got the charger for it, Paul. He got the charger for it, so after I've charged his up, I'm going to charge yours up, which incidentally I've got here now, ready to mow here with it. And so I shall charge your battery up and see if the old solid state battery there, or solid gel one sealed battery will take a charge. It may take a charge, mate, so we'll see. So so I've got to go back up there this morning and pick up a note. Absolutely identical to yours, Paul. Absolutely identical. Same colour, same design, same top, same battery compartment and all the rest of it. So we'll see how things go with that. Okay, Paul, round it comes to you, and we'll see how we go from there. G3XOP with G4AQK, G4MWJ, standing by.
Okay, nice copy, G4MWJ, G4AQK from G3XOP. Reports, you were peaking 9 all the way through, Bob, and for a lot of your over days, you were 10 over 9. Maybe got the edge, of course, with the extra power, but yeah, very nice copy. And if you recall, yesterday I passed a comment about Bob's audio, and there was sort of a slight ring or it's not very good, is it? I had a
Yeah, we got when the band improves.
treble on the transmission, only slightly, and I don't think my ears are deceiving me. It certainly was that way. So, conditions are a little strange at the moment on 80. It's certainly not not your rig. It's sort of a duplication of yesterday, really. But quite interesting to hear. I don't know if you can hear that.
To get the antenna up, your G5RV will be influenced quite a bit by the ground conditions. So there you go. But yeah, you're doing fine anyway. And as I say, 10 watts is quite amazing that you're peaking here just over the 9. And yes, your audio has improved a bit there, Keith, so I don't know if you've just pulled back a little bit from the microphone, but it certainly has improved the readability. I'm using an old Kenwood desk mic. I'm not using it as a desk mic. I actually have it on, one of these sort of angle poise type mounts, and so the microphone is sitting right at face level on the angle poise. And I've been using the microphone like this for the last week or so. I normally just use it as on its desk stand, but I thought I'd try this angle poise thing. I got a couple of the angle poise microphone mounting things very cheaply on eBay a month or two back, and I thought I'd just try it, and I'm getting quite used to it now. It has the advantage of it leaves your hands clear to write things down, etc., and you can get a clear view of any metering and so on you want to monitor on the radio, and leaves your desk nice and clear. Anyway, Keith, thanks for the call. Nice to have the contact with you down there in Hereford, and we'll no doubt hear you again. But nice signal with your 10 watts. I wonder what plans you've got to take the intermediate and get your power allocation up a little bit, maybe up to I think it's 50 watts, isn't it? The intermediate can use. So that would be quite useful, especially as conditions on the bands these days are really not very good, and we're going to have to put up with these sort of conditions for a couple of years yet before. Bonne journée. Bon courage. La chaleur arrive. The call sign is Juliet Papa Alpha JPA, and as I say, the QTH is Bradford, West Yorkshire. So obviously the skip's just about right for you and I. I'm not quite sure where you are, but judging by the accent, I'd say West Country. G6 Juliet Victor Fox X-ray M0 JPA. Yeah, M0 JPA. Yeah, Papa Alpha. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, that's I was trying to get the call signs right as a rule. Yeah, we're in Cambridgeshire. We're in Cambridgeshire. My accent is a bit, I don't know. I mean, some people say that I come from Australia. Yeah, G3X3T for not at a plane book. Okay. Good to see. Australia, and he used to come over once or twice, but I mean, that's a few years ago, this is. And when we used to go on holiday, you used to go in a pub for a snack, and you go up to the bar and the people up there and say, where do you come from? I said, Cambridgeshire, and they put me down to Australia. I don't know why it is, but there we are. So whether there's a little bit of a Australian accent, what comes off my uncle, I don't know, but there we are. Yeah, we're in Cambridgeshire, in the flat country around here, mate. We're about 2.5 feet above sea level, John, so we're in a little place called March, Mexico Alpha Romeo Charlie Hotel, March in Cambridgeshire. It's about roughly 90 miles northeast of London, about 40 miles away from the east coast, on Stanton, which we generally go down. But there we are. Anyway, back to come, M0 JPA, JVX. G6 JVX, M0 JPA returning yet, okay then. Well, nice to meet you anyway. I just thought I'd give you a call, because you were actually the strongest of the few stations that were there with you.
I could tell they were there, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. But you're a tracking signal up here. Yeah, I know where Cambridge is. I drive past there a few times a year. My in-laws live in Essex, so we have to make several, well, in-laws. There's only the mother-in-law left now, so we have to make a few trips down every now and again. Right, I will hold it with you because you were clearing off, but I thought I'd just give you a call. G6, Juliet Victor X-ray, Mike 0, Juliet Papa Alpha. Wishing you very best 7-3 and all the best for the rest of the day.
Yeah, M0JPA, G6J, yes, for fun. Okay there, John, no problem. You're actually peaking 5 over 9 there with me. You're coming through very well as well. The orientation of the air was looking in favour between us two, I suppose. But Eric and Peter, they were way down. I could hardly hear what they were saying half the time. I've got Ernie there in York as well, and he's very weak. So I couldn't get much from him at all. But I think there's a high pressure coming in this weekend, and somebody said, well, my mate told me yesterday that there's going to be a few more sunspots, I think, so the band might improve. But at the moment, they're very poor. I did have a look on 5 megs first thing this morning, but that was way down as well, John, but there we are. Anyway, 7-3, John, thanks for the call in. We're generally on here most mornings of the week, Monday to Saturday, so if you're about time in all bars, I'm in calling, give us a shout there, John. So nice to make your acquaintance for the first time. Take care, enjoy the day, and many thanks for the QSO. M0JPA, Golf 6, Juliet Victor X-Ray. 7-3, John.
7-3.